I met a few of your kind once before back in D.C. Charming people. Badly dressed, but charming all the same.
My family and I were frozen. I didn't spend much time in the vault.
Then consider yourself fortunate. You weren't exposed to their latest trends. Granted, being a popsicle doesn't sound all that fun either.
Tell me about yourself. What's your story?
Oh, you don't want to ask that question, darling. When a woman's lived for over 200 years, they've been a great many people. I've been an heiress, a salvager, a mercenary, and a fool. I feel it's far better to be the latter of the four. It makes it easier to relate to the common man.
Tell me more about Good Neighbor.
They call this club the Third Rail, because if you touch it, you're likely to get a venereal disease. Thankfully, I'm
Oh
immune.
my god, that's fucking that's funny as hell.
How'd you end up here?
I'm here on business. A man thinks I'm better off dead. I beg to differ. Right now, he's waiting for me in some dusty hideout with a full staff of gunners. I hope to match him gun for goon.
That's all for now.
Very well.
I toss out the troublemakers. Keep that in mind.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, it's you again. What can I do for you?
Anything I can do to help?
Yes, there is. Perhaps you'd be interested in being my personal goon. Or gun, if you prefer. And in exchange, I will be yours. It doesn't matter who plays what role first. Just say the word and I'm right behind you.
Let's go.
Our enemies are as good as dead, darling.
We didn't get to the top of this town by playing fair.
That doesn't scare me.
Hey.
What's up?
And despite his critics, Thomas was widely believed to be the greatest American patriot of all time. Oh my god, this is it! This is what I've been looking for.
What are you looking? Oh. What were you looking for?
Button Gwyneth, who are you?
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, but you didn't. Well, you did, but not in a bad way. I just discovered something really important, and now I have someone to share it with. Huzzah!
What's so important?
I'm glad you asked. I was hoping you'd ask, and you did. Hooray you! But yeah, I'm researching the greatest American patriot who ever lived. Forget your Washingtons, your Jeffersons, your Franklins, and your Hamiltons. Well, don't forget them. They're important too, but this guy, Thomas, was even better.
What's so special about this person?
Well, I don't know exactly, but his name is mentioned everywhere. On statues, on holotapes, even greeting cards. The only thing I can tell you is that every Sunday, People would gather around the living room and talk about him. That's what got me thinking he was a priest or some powerful religious figure. Maybe somebody with his own TV show.
You out here all by yourself?
Oh, dingleberries, that's exactly what a raider would say. Or worse yet, a salesman.
Anything I can do to help out?
Holy tricorn hats, do you mean it?
I'd be glad to help.
Great. So according to this receipt, there's more where this document came from. It was bought from a caravan that was spotted around the city selling Patriot memorabilia. Problem is, I don't have the Roosevelts to go there myself. But you look like a regular Minuteman. I'm sure you'll do fine.
Okay. Nice. Now we have to go help her out, our companion. I had to get inside.
Spread out! Find him! Spread out! Find him!
You're dead. You and me? We're going another damn round.
Now!
How about something a little more challenging next time? Yes. What say you? Good riddance.
Well, I could. I hope you don't mind if I leave. I'm beginning to think you chose the wrong line of work.
Want some more? Let's move out. Sweet.
If you want to
Heads up.
sacrifice the flattery of all men for the criticism of one, then yes, get married. Of course, I've never
Come
been
on.
the type to trust a compliment, or practice what I preach.
Hey,
So, that's why he insisted on holotapes. Even in death, Arthur found a way to get the last word. I loved that about him, as much as I despised everything else. But I am sad that he's gone. He was family, after all. Which means the infection I suffered in D.C. has yet to subside.
After what happened to my family, I can understand.
Thank you. Although by no means do I want to compare scars. I'd venture mine are hardly worth mentioning compared to yours. At the very least, I'm sure your family spent their days not trying to kill each other, as opposed to 200 years doing the opposite.
What do we do now?
One thing we won't do is give up. If Arthur's dead, that means someone killed him, and that person had to have a motive. Granted, that list might be infinite, so it's best we start at the top.
What do you think happened to him?
If I had to venture a guess, I'd say this is Margaret's work. You can tell by the lasers and dead robots. And if Margaret's really alive, perhaps you'll want to work together. My sister would know this, of course. See if you can't find another clue somewhere. Hopefully with an address and directions.
How's it going?
Something you need, darling.
Actually,
Whatever. Look alive.
You've got...
I found this old photo.
Ah, I know the place in the picture. A pre-war cafe for dilettantes and socialites, and a post-war nightclub for hustlers and scabs. Old enough to feel safe, but new enough to be dangerous. That's my sister for you. One step ahead with 2 left feet. Well, we shouldn't keep her waiting. Let's go. So here you are. This bar was a nice choice. Maudlin, but nice all the same.
You'd be amazed how little this neighborhood has changed. The bombs may have dropped, but the dirt is still here.
And you were never one to avoid getting your hands dirty. In fact, you're looking much better than Arthur these days.
Looking's not as good as having, honey.
It never is. I suppose the question is whether you want it all for yourself, or if you want to do this together.
I do, actually.
Then it's time you dropped this ruse. After all, you're far too nice to pass for my sister. You, on the other hand, with that disgruntled look, as if the world were too small and you had to slouch to fit inside it. That I recognize.
You're as perceptive as ever, Audrey. And still a huge bitch.
Takes one to know one. Is this a new body? Well, new in the relative sense. I wasn't aware synths came in vintage models.
Why do you think I chose it? It helps sell the illusion. Not that I needed it. Arthur would never deign to make eye contact with the help.
So, you've been working for him?
Naturally. I let him collect the combination, then waited for my opportunity to take it. After all, our brother would never agree to working together. He'd call it surrendering to Father's idealistic garbage.
He also wouldn't trust either of us not to kill him.
That too. In fact, I believe his favorite saying was, "That isn't water under the bridge."
Yes, I imagine it was something much thicker. And he was right, as it turns out. So, why not do the same to me?
Because I've always liked you, Audrey. I couldn't stand to be around you, but that's not the same thing. And best of all, I know working together would piss our brother off to no end.
All right. But if we're going to work together, my friend here is coming along. She's quite capable.
Still don't trust me, do you? All right, fine. Your friend can come. The two of you can meet me at the old summer estate. It's time to find out once and for all what legacy Father left us.
What is it, my dear?
How's it going?